Excited for the Classic Plus survey? Yeah, that's the survey I've been telling you guys that has been getting worked on, and it's going to be out at some point. Took them long enough. Let me watch the 10-minute video that I should have fucking started with, because I'm dumb as hell.
Remember that feeling when you first started playing World of Warcraft? You'd race home from school, throw your backpack on your bed.
I haven't watched the fucking video, dude.
And cinema. Now, regardless of when you started playing, we've all had that feeling of not knowing what's over that mountain, what challenge is next, what piece of gear may be the next big upgrade that some random boss in a dungeon just so happened to drop. The mystery of what was out there kept you firmly locked in, wondering what was next. And I think, or hope so at least, that Classic Plus can give us that feeling back.
Bro, I could talk about Classic Plus every day for the next 2 years. I could do it.
Same.
国服目前还没有任何
Oh shit, we got Chinese
讨论，所以说有没有我现在还不清楚。
I love Classic, and I want the best version of Classic WoW to be available for the people that want to play it forever.
I want there to be a resource for Blizzard to be like, okay, look, maybe a ton of people want this or a ton of people don't.
Hey guys, I'm Jordy, and Classic Plus, as of this video's release, hasn't officially been announced yet, but thankfully, it does look like we're gonna get it. Blizzard has dropped hint after hint after hint that they're working on something big, with the community frothing at the mouth to figure out exactly.
I agree with
what
everything
that
he's
is.
saying.
所以暴雪能不能智能起来？现在立刻马上把 Plus 2.0给我端上来！
The
So
fuck?
yes, we all want it, but the question I kept running into as I started thinking about a series about Classic Plus, what exactly is Classic Plus? No, really, I'm asking you, person
Me?
watching this video. What is Classic Plus to you? Okay, think about your answer because we'll come back to you in a sec, but since this is my YouTube video, stay with me here. When I started asking myself that question, I ended up having many conversations with a very good friend of mine, Only.
Hey, I'm Only. I created the Hardcore All-Stars tournament where Blizzard announced official hardcore servers.
Yeah, I just want to own the server. That's what I want to do.
Nerd!
I met Jordy way back in unofficial hardcore WoW when he killed my priest in Strat UD. Thank you.
Shackle the gargoyle if it gets you.
Yeah, I will. The diamonds.
Look at this bitrate. Jesus.
I'm netted. Yo, help me get out. I really need help.
Hey, we talk shit. Dude. Look, I still argue that wasn't my fault. So, Only and I kept talking about what we'd want to see in Classic Plus, but we kept bumping into a few issues. First, why should anyone care what one person thinks Classic Plus should be? Sure, we've got a bunch of ideas, we've got our non-negotiables and dreams for what this game could be, but we're not alone in that.
I wanted to be able to flesh out our ideas because talking about things and thinking about things is a good way to figure out what we actually want.
If they ever do Classic Plus, I would love to see them do it like in the spirit of Classic.
You know what I would like to see in Classic Plus?
Classic Plus.
Classic Plus.
Classic
I haven't even been
Plus.
on here
Classic
yet.
Plus.
There's no discussion
There I
about
am.
Classic Plus. I mean, there is, but like, there's no real hub.
And Soda is right.
Said my name
There
too.
isn't.
We'll take
Old
that.
School RuneScape has this great polling system. Jagex asks the community if they should
look
do
fat.
some
I
new
did not
feature or make some new change, and the community votes on whether or not they want that thing to happen. But Blizzard isn't gonna do that. They're either too proud or too scared to offer up the reins of what Classic Plus might be to the community. But we care a lot about this game, and while the developers have their reasons for doing what they're doing, we wanted to take matters into our own hands and figure that out ourselves. What do we, as the community, think Classic Plus should be? So, we took the initiative and we made it happen. Introducing the entirely fan-made, with no input from Daddy B whatsoever, WoW Classic
Daddy B.
Plus, a place where we've gone through everything that we could think of to ask you, Intrepid Adventurer, what you want to see.
So, right now, you can head over to the website and start taking some surveys. An intro survey followed by a bunch of smaller ones covering every aspect of the game we could think of, from zones to PvP to raids and even itemization. Once you're done, you'll be able to see how your answers stacked up with the rest of the community.
Oh,
And
fuck
after that,
yes.
we want to invite you to offer up your big ideas
I'm
and
glad they
pitches
show that.
on the content pages. Now, each of these is built
want your
around
Discord.
creating
Yeah.
a space for you
gotta give it,
to
or
your
otherwise you're a
best
bot.
ideas up to the community, where people can then vote up or down, and soon enough, the best ideas will be known. Now, speaking of best ideas, in my previous life, I wrote television. So narrative is super important to me to keep me grounded in the reason I'm doing something. And to me, Classic Plus doesn't really make any sense. Why would the game just change from what it became to what we want to see? And then it hit me. Did you guys know that Doomlord Kazakh is actually the guy who opened the Dark Portal to Outland that enabled TBC? Now, imagine with me, if you will.
The fuck?
I remember well the sting of defeat at the conclusion of the Third War. I have waited far too long for my revenge.
Okay. So are we gonna like stop him from opening the portal, I guess?
Now, the shadow of the Legion falls over this world.
I mean, couldn't you just...
It is
You never stopped TBC from happening, it just took place during Classic. Before the TBC portal opened, you could do both, whatever. It doesn't have to be like another universe. Wow, oh my god, it's a full-on animate. What is this, a fight?
We'll conquer all.
He got back to work.
I'm out of range. Not again. Not again.
King's honor, friend.
Okay, so that's what I want to see that explains why we're getting Classic Plus.
Whatever.
At least narratively. The Dark Portal is destroyed during Kazakh's attempt to open it to Outland, changing the future of Azeroth forever. And right here, we've pitched everything that you just saw on the website. And for subsequent videos, the most upvoted or community favorite ideas that you, yes you, person watching this video, submit could be selected to be fully animated into something like you just saw, featured alongside a bunch of other content that people have pitched. And look, maybe you think this idea sucks, or you're a glorious red shirt guy and can explain in the lore why none of that Kazakh idea makes any sense. So come tell us, up or downvote it. Then head over to the Discord where we built a place to house all of the discussion, and together we can figure this out. And to top it all off, as you interact with the website, your rank on the Discord goes up. Pretty cool. So complete the surveys, check out and vote on other people's ideas to help filter out the good ideas from the bad, and maybe even pitch an idea of your own.
And to help get that process started, we've posted all our content ideas that you can react to and use as your starting point. From a whole phase schedule to new talent trees that keep classes unique while removing clunkiness. We'll talk about all of that soon, but for now, you can go to the website and check it all out.
Oh, and we translated
the
instead
of giving mutilate, just giving venom
to Chinese for them as well. They're gonna be playing this too, and their voice should be heard.
你们这群懒鬼没尝过资本主义的铁拳吗？还有那个运营反馈速度 ，Look my eyes，多向煤火学习。
Because let's face it, Classic WoW isn't Blizzard's game anymore. It's ours.
Whoa.
So let's act like it. Strap
Lawsuit.
in, because we're about to find out what Classic Plus really means. Welcome to the Classic Plus project.
Haven't we this before?
Huh? Me not that kind of orc. What?
The fuck is this? This is Highjow? Yep. Oldham? I don't know. I have that weapon. Oh, Holy Paladin Undead. Gilneas, I think. Interesting. No, no, no. Keep it down. No. Don't move that. Oh, fuck.
I don't think so.
Okay. So now let me go to the actual link and let's go through this. Take the survey. Intro survey. All right. What faction do you usually play? Whichever is BIS. Which race do you consider your main? Feel free to pick multiple. I mean, whatever is BIS for the thing I'm doing. Truth be told, it's actually whatever's BIS for the thing I'm doing. What class do you consider your main? Druid. How old are you? Man, I was so close to being a fucking 3, Andy, but god damn it, 31. How often do you play WoW each week? I play a lot of WoW. What is your experience with various iterations of Vanilla Classic? Check all that apply. Okay, 2004, private servers. I did play Season of Mastery a little bit. Classic Anniversary. 2019 relaunch. I played SOD. Only expansions beyond Vanilla. I never played Vanilla. Just played it all. What roles do you usually play? Various. What region do you play from? US or NA? What are the following labels to describe you? PvP player. Choose as many as you feel accurate. I do some hardcore rating. Auction house gamer. Hardcore raider and PvP player, I guess. Should I put hardcore raider? I've done it. I feel like just having done it before is like enough in comparison to how many people have actually done it. How likely are you to play Classic Plus? I can't wait to log in. Would you play or pay a box fee for Classic Plus? If so, how much? I would play $60 plus, but I mean, I would just put that, I guess. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you feel about Classic Plus if they changed how the game looked? Via Unreal Engine. Where the fuck are just modern WoW graphics? Like, update the water, update the terrain, just the buildings. I mean, it's 1. I would not touch the models and I quit. Modern WoW character animations, keep it classic. 1. Spell effects, keep it 1. Classic. But like, why Unreal Engine? Just lighting and polygon count. Why not just more retail-y? Am I crazy? Turtle WoW did Unreal Engine. Did they? Turtle WoW Unreal Engine. No, they tried. Was it bad? It was never released. I mean, here's what I'll say. I'm like a 4. 3 or a 4. I ain't no fucking 10. Absolutely not. I go down to 3. Like, I don't even know where to put myself here, to be honest with you. Because I played Ascension, and I remember selecting everything classic, classic this, classic that, all across the whole thing. And then I looked over at Vicky's computer. She was playing. We were leveling together, and hers looked so much better that I updated my graphics to be more retail-y. I think the Legion client. But it was great because it kept the old models. And it kept, you know, the animations weren't fucking ridiculous. It just updated the terrain and the water and the buildings and the trails and the fences that we're walking. And it still looked like classic. So it was or looked like WoW, rather. Modern UI. I mean, I'm like a 7. Like, the modern UI is fine. I think people have a bad taste in their mouth again because it's like you just think, oh my god, retail. But like the modern UI, like the move anything, all of that's fine. Maybe an 8 even. Like, what's wrong with it? How would you like why not 10? I don't know, I'll just go 8. How would you like Blizzard to handle the server rollout? This was a tough one. What did I think? Honestly, I might even opt into 4. But why does it have to be 1 mega server? Let's do 1. Many servers at launch, some PvP, some PvE, a couple RP, like vanilla classic. Like, and also, why can't we do like faction forcing on 1? Why is there only forced faction balance here? I would like to combine my own unique answer amongst all of these together. Honestly, 1 mega server, fuck it. Let's just rock it. Make everyone on the same server, you know? How would you feel if Classic Plus had an element of seasonal servers resetting every couple years? It depends on what's in the game. It depends on what Classic Plus is. Right? Fresh is the best part of the game. Well, yeah, when it's classic, but we're talking about Classic Plus. Like, what if Classic Plus has a lot of longevity to it? Don't fucking reset my progress. Right? It depends on a lot of factors. Not sure. Thank God I didn't even read 2. How would you feel about layers in Classic Plus? I mean, I don't want layers in Classic Plus. Why do they not? Like, they have this. Depends on a lot of factors, but how do you not have... I don't want layers, but I understand... But only if it's possible. How do you not have that? Mega server equals layers. Dude, any of these equal layers. Every single one of these options, you're going to have layers. It does not matter. You're having layers. Mega server is just more layers. I'm just going to say no layers, but I damn well know it's not realistic. Next. What should the raid size, or should the size of raids be reduced? Yes. 20. Oh, I don't want to flex. Reduce the raid size, flex rate. No. Reduce raid size with no flexibility. Should Dungeon Finder be implemented? No. Yes, but only to group you. It's still up to you to travel to the dungeon. Yes, do it like done in Modern WoW by grouping and teleporting you inside the dungeon. Yeah, let's do 2. Should summoning stones outside of dungeons raids be implemented? No. Should there be heroic dungeons? Yes, maybe. It depends on how they implement them. Again, if you add heroic dungeons, you have to give a reason to be doing heroic dungeons, which is usually gear upgrades, that can honestly just make... How hard are the heroics? If they're not that much harder, I'm never touching non-heroics. All you've done is make the gear better now, right? It just depends. Should there be rated PvE in Classic Plus? Yes. Should there be rated PvP in Classic Plus? Yes. I don't care what any of you say. As soon as you make things rated, it's basically PvP, and that adds longevity, and you guys can kick rocks, my opinion. Should AoE looting be implemented? Yes. I've gone through looting single mobs. I'm kind of fucking over it. What features of world... Honestly, maybe no, just to spite mages. I don't do any AoE pulls as a druid, but yes. Having done the master loot on ZG, trash, fuck that. What features of world buffs would you want to see in Classic Plus? No world buffs ever. I think overall world buffs need to go. There's some pluses and minuses. I gave my opinion before. World buffs can be really fun, especially when you haven't gotten to use them much. You feel like you're a fucking raging monster. You're on crack. Your damage is absurd. You're breaking the game. You feel awesome. And then you raid again. Same thing, but a little less. And then you raid again. And now you're just playing your character. This is just how you are. And then you play without it. And now you're not even playing the game anymore. What's the point? You don't have world buffs. That's kind of how it goes. And it's also a chore to get them. How would you feel if Classic Plus trimmed the capabilities of add-ons and weak auras? Also, world buffs should not be a crutch to kill a boss that you're stuck on. Things like that. You kill the boss, you can do it with your character, or you can't. And if you want to buy flasks, sure, they cost a little bit of gold, but it's not a crutch. Either way, how would you feel if Classic Plus trimmed the capabilities of add-ons and weak auras? I'd be happy to see them go. Cannot wait to see everyone's opinion on that. Should mount level requirements be lowered? No opinion. Should flying mounts be implemented? No. Should guild banks be implemented? Yes. Should Classic Plus have achievements? Yes. Now, obviously, people were saying, that's going to be annoying. You won't get invited to groups because they're going to ask you to link your achievement. I think that's pretty rare for that to happen. Oh, I can recall it happening to me one time. I saw a Reddit post. I'm sure you have. But reality, I think having achievements it's an overall net positive. I think really it's going to come down to gear checks at the end of the day, not achievements, as it usually does. Should reputations be streamlined and made easier to level? Oh man, I talked about that a lot. Yes, they should add weekly dailies or weekly quests you can do for rep. But if you're autistic, you can keep farming feral bogs if you really need to get it done that week. How do you feel about adding transmog? Transmog bad. Should a separated collections inventory be implemented? For toys and mounts. No. Oh man, it's you open that book and it's gonna get awful. Or open that door. There needs to be some cosmetics that people care about that don't annoy the fuck out of majority of the player base. I don't know if toys and mounts are the right examples here. It's got to be something else. I'm just going to hit no. Why'd you got to put toys and mounts in the parentheses? I don't know what, though. I don't know what you put there. Should Classic Plus allow GDKPs? Oh. I would say GDKPs should be allowed in current Classic, but I don't know about Classic Plus. There's a whole long discussion. I talked about it a lot before while I was watching Zaryu. I just have to talk about it again. I feel like I do. GDKPs suck in a lot of ways because they promote a lot of gold buying, but as we've learned, people are buying gold regardless. That's how it is. Not having GDKPs means you have to pug everything. But there's less pugs that are actually clearing raids because there is no incentive for the geared carries to actually go to these raids. You need a geared tank. You need geared healers. You need some pumper DPS. And that's why every pug you see in-game nowadays is looking for more BWL. This is rezzed. That's rezzed. This is rezzed. We're rezzing this. That's, and not even streamers. Y'all can do streamer hate all you want. It's not just streamers, it's just in general, because otherwise those players have zero incentive to carry your shitty raid with your alts. So less people are making alts, they're not going to raids, they're not doing it. GDKPs aren't necessarily they're just another option with some other downsides. But at least now you're going to get tanks that are going to go, because tanks get a bigger cut because they're tanking it and they make money off of it, or gold. Some cases, money, they sell it. Fucking whole economy's fucked. That's a botting problem. So are GDKs good or bad? At the end of the day, the result with having GDKP or without GDKPs, less people are raiding. That is the result. That's it. Less alts, etc. I don't know. I'm just going to say no, because Classic Plus might be different. Fuck it. Let's keep it all natural. Right now, all you have are sweaty min-max Classic enthusiasts. In Classic Plus, you're probably going to have a lot of new people. And I think they should get introduced with not GDKPs, and maybe it won't be as stained and awful. So initially, no. Should the level cap ever be increased from 60? No, never. Oh, depends how long after launch. We'll have to see. Yeah. Section 3, the world. Should Classic Plus have new zones? No, keep the original zones and expand on them. Man, can we have like a less excited? Yes, please. Like a in between 1 and 2. Like, do the original zones, and afterwards, depending on where we're at, you know, we'll see. Maybe add an island or something. Yes, please, now. Like, fuck off. I'm just gonna go 1. Didn't really give me another option there. If yes, where in Azeroth would be okay with you for these zones to be? Only on the main 2 continents. Anywhere in Azeroth, and any other planet dimension. Okay. Anywhere in Azeroth. Should new content be added for leveling? Yes, of course. I think so. I think, especially, I mean, for those of you that use Rested XP, link below, there's a lot of parts where your best option is to actually just grind mobs for 3 levels. That should never be the case. You should add new quests to kind of fix those areas. And that's even with Rested XP. Let's not even get into people that are trying to quest naturally. Especially new players, God help them. They probably just give up altogether and just grind mobs. What a misplay. So, yeah, questing should be better, but it shouldn't be like retail. Retail, you go to a town, you grab 5 quests at the same time. All 5 of those quests go to one area. You do all 5, you loot these, you kill these guys, and you kill this boss. You run back, you turn them in. It gives you 5 new quests that go to another. You got to keep it with Classic, where you have all of these quests, and they're spread around through the whole map, and you plan your route.
You're going a bit against your own stance on achievements when you say you don't want transmog and a mount tab. People do achievements for mounts, tabards, etc. So if you remove those 2 things, achievements become irrelevant for most casual players.
Okay, then tough shit. Again, I don't want fucking massive mount. If you're going to add mounts, they've got to be subtle. They've got to be subtle. Every single mount you add makes Swift Zolian Tiger less impressive. It makes the AQ40 mount, like if you add a blue bug mount, people aren't going to care as much about Scarab Lord. And that's just 1 mount. Think about you add like 5. It's like people won't even know what it is. No, it doesn't, Raffle. You're wrong. I'd argue with you. And then also, you're going to look in the org, just in org in general, you're going to be looking around and everyone's going to have these ridiculous mounts all over. Now, you want to have different horsies and different kodos, different, you know, wolves, things like that. Sure. I'd take reskins on those. And maybe if it's an insane achievement, it's something really hard to do, I'll accept other stuff. But it's got to be not even a time investment. It's got to be a skill and time investment. Something like, holy fuck, whoa. And not everyone can have it. Like, that's personally what I think. Tabards. Yeah, I said yes to tabards. I think tabards can be great. Skill. Yeah, like Mage Tower. Something that where most people actually cannot do it. They're just not good enough at the game. Either way. I don't even think Mage Tower is that hard. No. Or should leveling be sped up? No, the leveling pace is already actually pretty good. But again, add the quests, which would speed it up. Should there be more class-specific quests? Yes, but only to unlock abilities and spells like Warlocks. No, I'm going to hit yes. More than just spells, I think like Whirlwind Axe, etc. could be cool as fuck. But also you got to be really smart about it. Should there be more epic quest lines? Yes. I think so. Which of the following best describes how you'd like to see changes in Classic Plus to old raids? I think I was a 2-3 angle. Actually, maybe even a 4. So I prefer the old raids exactly how they were, easy. Tune them as needed for any change in player power, but keep the spirit of the original raid. I did kind of like them to be easy. I want the initial raids, like Molten Core being easy, perfect. BW, like, they get harder as it goes on, but I feel like Nax not only gets harder with gear checks, but it also just gets harder with skill diff. You actually have mechanics that you cannot ignore, like Lotheb and all that jazz. Season of Discovery was too hard, in my opinion. A lot of people checked out because they were too tough. I think it's important to be able to pug this shit, not pug it, but to do a good chunk of it without being in a, you know, a coordinated guild. Reality is not a lot of people are. Too hard? I mean, I could do it. You think I couldn't do it, you're stupid. But you look at like stats of these things, a lot of people check out. They just do. Yeah, I'm in between like 2 and 3. Maybe even 4. Let them check out, then the game dies, and then y'all check out because no one plays the game. You guys can, you know, have this elitist mentality all you want, but you got to be smart. This is not time to fuck around here. No one in this Twitch chat cares that you're good at the game. They don't care, dude. Honestly, fuck it. I'm just gonna do 4. Because I do want to see some new boss. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, I don't know. That's actually so hard. Tune them as needed for any change in player power, but keep the spirit of the original raid. Add more complex mechanics similar to Season of Mastery Discovery. Fuck, like nothing here matches up with what I want. Nothing here does. Fuck you, I'm just hitting 4. Should there be new raids? Yes. Yes, but only stuff that already exists. Yes, roads that already exist in the world, plus create some new ones. Yes. Should Classic Plus have new playable races? And if so, which of the following categories would be acceptable? Check all that apply. Any races from future WoW expansions? New playable races already exist. Completely new races? No. No. Well, High Elves could be cool. What faction would High Elves go on? I don't even know. They would go on Alliance? Fuck. Okay, well then fuck the High Elves. Again, my opinion is Horde needs a sexy race. It is a big turnoff to a lot of people because they don't have Blood Elves. I would just like to see Draenei and Blood Elves and then call it a day. That's it. New playable races that already exist. Any races in future WoW. What would I put here?
Opinion on the Ascension
2,
model?
right?
I've just started playing it and I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff and dungeons they've added are so good. The world forged items are...
I'm going to skip the rest of that. It's a fun experience, but I don't think it actually would work in a Blizzard hosted server setting. There's a lot of downsides, but there's some cool things on Ascension, but they wouldn't work on Blizzard. And yes, I do like the Wailing Caverns changes, etc. Horde get Nagas. I don't think Nagas are actually feasibly possible because they don't have legs. I don't know about that. Worgen and Belfs already exist. Yeah, I guess new playable races that already exist in Azeroth, you know. We'll go with 2. Should Classic Plus have new classes? No. Yes, but only classes added in other WoW expansions. Yes, the ones we've seen, but also completely new classes never seen in WoW before. I mean, it's either 1 or 3. But I'd have to see what that class is 3. I don't like what's a class you could add that has not been added to the game that would make sense in Classic. I still think I'm a 1, but I'm just curious. Bard could be cool. Tinker. Archer. Battle Mage, Witch Doctor, Necromancer. I feel like those are too close to either, you know, Hunter or Warlock. They're just not unique enough. I'm just going to go with no. Because I feel like they're going to add the Bard and everyone's going to hate it just like every time they add a new class to the game. It's just miserable. It's going to have some AoE fucking flute playing, song, annoying fucking spell, and everyone's going to freak the fuck out. I'll freak the fuck out. I'll be so annoyed. Should new race class combos be added? Yes. Yes, but only stuff that makes sense and keeps factions races feeling unique. Yes, allow any race to be any class. Trying to think of how that would play out. I mean, absolutely not. But, because I feel like if you do that, it's going to be... Everyone's just going to be like, let's just say humans are OP. Everyone's humans. Tauren rogues, by the way. No. Let's go with the factions races feeling unique, too. Should the Horde have paladins? Yes. Yes, and Alliance should have shamans? Yes. Should classes be reworked? New base abilities and spells, class role combinations. I think I'm a 3, Andy. I talked about this. Some new spells that modernize ability rotations, just don't completely change them.
Way.
Yeah.
If they had Bard, they only plays that. You know she will be playing her harmonica every time she casts a spell.
You're basically making TBC with those changes. Why? Because I'm adding Blood Elves and Draenei and adding Paladins and Shamans to both races. It's just TBC now? That's a retarded take. TBC also had some good-ass changes. Of the following, what is the most important change needed to raid buffs in Classic Plus? Raid buff should cost less mana. Fuck it. 1, 2, and 3. I remember now. And then raid buff should be combined so multiple guys can... No, fuck that. Yeah. Should talent specializations be reworked? 2. Somewhat, but only with a light touch. In other words, again, a lot of hybrids are kind of fucked. Their talents make no sense. I don't even know why that's there. Insect Swarm is in Resto. That's stupid. Warlock talents are all janky. They're just stupid as hell. There's probably some other specs that just have some what the fuck is going on talents. And just change a couple of those what the fuck. Move some things around. Omen of Clarity should proc on casting spells, not just melee attacks. Because I think what they intended was for Moonkin to be melee. Like, genuinely, I think when they made Balanced Druids, they're meant to be a melee class. Which is insane. Ugh. Should new talent specializations be added for classes? No new talent specs. But they should make Tank Shaman a thing in the enhancement talents. Someone linked me something. Truly, they linked me this. Like, they already have shield specialization. You should just give them, like, I don't know, Stone Shield or something that makes it to where they can tank. And I say more tanks because we all know it's hard to find tanks for raids. More tanks is good. But it should just be an enhancement shaman. They should be able to tank simply by gearing as an enhancement. Just like a Feral Druid. A Feral Druid can gear for pure DPS, damn near. And sure, they're not going to have an insane mitigation set like a pure tank. But they can still go bare form and off tank. Enhancement shamans should be in the same boat. My opinion. Should every specialization be competitive in both PvE and PvP? Zaryu pointed out, yes, every spec should be viable in all scenarios. I do like that mages and warlocks are the gods of AoE. And I'd like to see raid mechanics where you need to have mages to handle this AoE, like many whelps. But the whelps are actually a problem and you need to AoE them down. I don't think rogues need AoE. Ferals don't need AoE. So I don't like that it says viable in all scenarios. But every class should be desired to bring to raid. And that is not the case. I feel like rogues should be able to play Mutilate or Assassination and still do damage. It's not really even the case in TBC. A Shaman should be able to play Ellie and Enhancement. That's a hybrid. It says, second one, not in most cases, but vanilla hybrid classes don't perform well. Outside of healing, those classes use some love. Yeah, like you have to play Shaman Resto if you want to be useful. You have to play Resto Druid. Balanced Druid's just useless. You have to heal as a priest. You're useless otherwise. Like that's all a problem. Same with paladins too. But I'd go farther. I'd like to see rogues be able to play in Venom if they wanted. I'd like to see warriors play arms in PvE if they wanted. I'd like to see hunters be able to play BM, etc. Warlocks should be able to play affliction. Things like that. So what is my answer? I think I actually go with 1. Truth be told, there's always going to be a meta. Always going to be a meta. But I shouldn't look at someone in like the best gear that they can possibly have and still say no to them because they're a spec that I don't like. And that's where we are with Classic. Not good. Should dual specialization be implemented? Yes. Should new professions be added? Sure, new professions sound awesome, just depends though. You know, what they are and what they actually do. Should professions be updated? Yes. Make them relevant. I am not a robot. End of survey. Intro done. World. Holy fuck. Dungeons. Pick the top 3 dungeons you enjoy leveling in Classic WoW. All right, everyone's going to have different opinions here, but, you know, let's give my top 3. Wailing Caverns. Like, getting your first blue, it's hard to, you know, top that. Honestly, BRD is up there. That's when you start getting some actual end game like spell damage. Plus, it's a really long dungeon. I love BRD. But you can do Dead Mines too. Why can't I do it? Fuck, that sucks. I do Wailing Caverns because I was a Horde player growing up. That's just my nostalgia speaking though. What else in here? I mean, how many can I select? Ooh, all of them. Ooh. Fuck Alderman. I liked ZF. Am I fucking crazy? I feel like a lot of mages hate this place by now, considering they farm it and cheese the whole leveling experience, but... Okay. Alright, now pick the top 3 dungeons you think need major revamps. I'm just gonna select them all, bro. Fuck. I mean, maybe not major revamps. Major revamps is coming off a little too strong. But, you know, there's some change. Like, fuck, dude, I'm just gonna bring in private servers again. Ascension, and maybe it was Epoch. I think it might have been Ascension. I'm not sure. I loved what they did for Wailing Caverns. I never played Turtle WoW. A lot of people bring up Turtle WoW. I'm sure they did great too. I didn't play that. And it was still the same fucking dungeon. It was just kind of changed a little bit. So what do I put any here? Because I feel the same way about every single dungeon. Every single one. Slight changes. Stockades sucks. Stockades does suck. I agree. Gnomergan. I think Gnomergan's fine. I mean, again, every dungeon here needs revamps. It needs to be updated. You can shift some things around here and there. Nothing crazy, not major revamping. I don't think Gnomer needs major revamping. Sunken Temple does. I agree. Having to get all those statues is extremely unfun. Alderman's fine. SM Graveyard is forgettable. SM Graveyard's fine. Well, I guess the non-elites are kind of annoying and kind of unfun. There's so many non-elites, and it just feels like, ugh. It's all subjective. Ah, dude, I almost want to select everything here. I mean, fuck. Yeah, I wish you could say minor adjustments, because I just feel like there's minor adjustments that should be made across the board. But I'm going to select those two and whatever. At launch, given a finite amount of developer resources, should more effort be put into creating entirely new dungeons or improving old dungeons? Okay, if we have limited resources, I'm sure we fucking will. New dungeons will be more fun to experience at launch. Focus on them. New dungeons can whatever. Old ones are in dire need of work to fix. I actually think 3. I see 2, kind of a balance between both, but new dungeons, I think would be kind of hype, you know, to have like an update come out, just because Classic Plus is gonna be popular, and the most important thing is tons of people are playing the game, and they will be initially, and then you add a dungeon later, kind of does a little bit of hype, gets more people to be excited. It's super important. So I'm a 3, Andy. Should more open world dungeons and quests associated with be added? Think areas like Jadenar and Felwood. Oh, okay, I know that. Stormguard in Arathi, okay, or Dark Whisper Gorge in Winterspring. Open world dungeons. Huh. This is an interesting thought process. Open world dungeons are boring. I can take any number of friends and destroy them. They'll never be challenging. I mean, that's true, but most people will not do that. I actually think... I think 2. I mean, sure, like more dungeons, like actual instance dungeons are fun and all, but not everything needs to be instanced, and you can go quest, and it can feel cool to try and 2-man these kind of things. Like even the dungeon in Redrit, or open world dungeon, like the elites in that castle. Can you imagine if that was instanced? I'd be super annoyed, actually. I kind of like that it's open world. So no, open world dungeons feel cool. You have to really think about it, and it feels stupid to say no. Keep it 2. How do you feel about rare spawns inside of dungeons? Rare spawns are annoying. If I want an item off of one, I have to enter it. Mind Vision Scout to see if it's spawned and then leave. Yeah, that's true. Rare spawns are cool, but make them always spawn. They're not rare. Yeah. Rare spawns aren't exciting in Fun Edition dungeons, and I want to see more of them. I'll be honest, I think 1... Well, I guess we'll go 2. Rare spawns are cool, but just make them always spawn, so they're not rare anymore. I mean, both 1 and 2 is essentially getting rid of them. That's my opinion. Like, I got Jed, farming for Jed, or Iron Spine in SM Graveyard. No, you don't want them to always spawn. Okay. Sure, counter argument. Unless you're farming for Jed, like if you're just doing an SM Graveyard run, there's 3 rares in SM Graveyard, I think. It can feel kind of cool. Holy shit, Iron Spine is up, you know? And your random group isn't gonna fucking fish for a rare in SM Graveyard. They're not doing that. But motherfuckers do fish for Jed. And that's really the optimized min-max. That's because you're going for Jed. No one leveling is like trying to fish for whatever. I just think make them always spawn, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, this is actually pretty minimal. This isn't a big deal. How do you feel about lockout caps? Lockout caps are critically important to prevent OP classes from farming certain enemies. Keep them in the game, 5 per hour. Doesn't really affect me, whatever. I hate lockout caps. They're a fun detected solution to a problem that is not a problem. If they removed lockout caps, what is going to be abused? I guess boosting people with a mage in dungeons. I actually almost... If they made it to where you can only do one instance per hour, how would that play out? Seriously. Can't do SM Well, it's one lockout. You just wouldn't be able to spam SM Cathedral over and over again. But you could do Armory in Cathedral. Oh, good luck farming Pummelers. Well, Pummelers should be removed from the game. You're right, though. Yeah, that would fuck over Druids in the current Classic. Stop limiting our options. I like limiting bots. Personally, anything that hurts bots is an overall good thing for the game. It just depends on how much does it hurt the rest of the player base, right? And I don't fucking boost people on a mage or do any of that. Here's what I do see. If you did one lockout per hour, I could totally see grouping up for like an SM graveyard or something. Someone fucks something up somewhere, goes into an instance, leaves the group, gets a reinvite, gets summoned, and because they join that instance before joining the group, now they're locked out for an hour. The whole group is suffering. See what I'm saying? I don't know. It does affect me. Or maybe bots don't care. I don't know. I hate lockout caps. They're fun. Let's shoot. Fuck mages. Literally fuck mages. I don't care. You guys can kick rocks. How do you feel about dungeons having a rotating or random boss spawn with specific loot? Edge of Madness boss in ZG. I thought I read ZF. There's not a lot of these bosses. All I can think of, the only boss I can think of that really matters is Ring of Law for SGC. That's the only thing I can think of. Who cares? It's cool if it's not abused. These bosses add fun variety week to week or lockout to lockout, makes each run different. I'd be disappointed to see this removed. I mean, it's just SGC farming. That's really all it is. Fuck, I hated healing warriors in BRD. I don't know how many SGCs I helped warriors get in 2019, but I should have been paid by the hour. It was awful. I'm just going to say no opinion. I really don't have one. Should there be heroic dungeons in Classic? Again, it just why is there? It depends on how they're brought in. It really depends. You could do it with it just depends. If they just bring in heroics and they just give better loot, honestly, I feel like the dungeon loot, if you upgraded it like your pre-raid bis, is going to be better than MC gear if you upgrade it. Damn near. I mean, some of them already are because they're just statted better. I don't know. Like, again, bringing in new gear is a tough thing to do. And that's why I'm kind of iffy on heroic dungeons. I love making more challenges. It's just, what do you get rewarded? And gear is tough. I'm just going to say no opinion because you don't give me the option. I'm really curious to see what everyone voted on that when I get to the end. Should there be Mythic Plus style dungeon ladders and progression? Sure. As long as it's purely cosmetic rewards, yes. I do think so. Should certain bosses or areas be locked behind requiring specific class or profession in your dungeon group? Huh. Yeah, I kind of like that. Am I crazy? I kind of like, as long as every class is getting at least one, and every single one of those bosses drops something that's actually like, hey, we really have to bring a... Yeah. Hey, yo, can you come open this? I'd love to be a druid. That's good RP. Hell yeah, it is. As long as it's every class, everyone's getting something here. Fuck yeah. Should player power chase items? Should player power chase items? Should player power chase items be extremely low drop rate items in dungeons, or should those only be cosmetic drops? think they worded this retarded. Am I stupid? Should player power chase in dungeons, or should those only be cosmetic? Farming these is annoying and I feel like I'll never get them. Just remove them. Oh, hey, we're talking about SGC. SGC is actually farmable, okay? Fell Striker and Iron Foe are you get it or you don't. While you're farming, I don't know, Hodge or fucking Dalrens, okay? And you take it when you do get it. I think the gambling, I think it's fun. I think it adds some fun, you know? If you remove these from the game, I would not be excited. Again, World of Warcraft is a 24/7 glorified slot machine. Okay? They got to add more really low drop rates. Every time you click that shit, it should be some really low chance of some awesome shit happening. Even while fucking killing elks in Duskwood. Okay? Like, something can drop, and it should be crazy. Crazy in the sense of, you know, maybe a blue piece of gear you can wear, or some cosmetic shit, or, I don't know, a fish barrel like in RuneScape while you're fishing. Things like that. They should be low. And yeah, the Fell Striker and Iron Foe, those are great. I love these items. We just wanted to remove. Keep it. Then why is it full of bots? They should be class-bound stuff. Or account-bound stuff, a lot of it. World of Warcraft already has the blue gear that can drop off of every mob while you're questing, or an epic. I do think a lot of the blues and stuff, this is an annoying gripe I have with the game. I don't know why it's like this. Whenever you kill a mob and it drops a blue, a BOE, it's like 8 levels below you. Why? Why is that? I don't know. It's weird. Should there be solo challenges? Delves, Mage Tower? Yes. I love it. Maybe not Delves. I haven't done them, but I feel like I haven't done them. I haven't seen what those are like, but I know Mage Tower was cool. It's solo stuff. Yeah. Should Dungeon Finder be implemented? Yes, but only as an in-game UI to assist forming groups. Again, 2019, I would have said, fuck no. Back in my day, I had to whisper and yeah, you know what? I did that again in 2019, and I've relived it, and you know what? I'm good. But you shouldn't be able to teleport. Traveling to the dungeon is still a world experience. It's getting rid of that is just another step in the direction of turning everything into a city simulator. So, yes, form your groups, but you got to run there. Should summoning stones, yes, automate, whoa, hold on. This is 2 and 3, there's 2 options. Only as an in-game UI to assist, or yes, automatic forming, but I still have to travel to the instance. Automatic forming, meaning you just queue up, and it'll put you in a group with a tank, a healer, and 3 DPS. How do y'all feel about that? I don't know. I think, personally, I mean, this doesn't affect me as a streamer. It's not social enough. Neither is 2. I guess it is a little more social, sure. You queue up and you just look at all the tanks available. You still have to whisper them, right? And be like, hey, you queued up, or just invite them, rather, manually. I'll go with 2. I'm with 2 on you. I just wanted to know y'all's opinion. And you can choose your comps. True. The thing is, oh my god. If I was playing a rogue and I got paired with 2 other rogues for dead mines, I am leaving the group instantly. I'm fucking out of there. Fuck that. Should summoning stones outside of dungeons raids be implemented? No. Getting to the dungeon adds experience of being in the world. No. All right, where are we at now? Wow. Oh, no. Are we okay? My survey. Ah, hell. I gotta wait until they fix it, I guess. Jordy said, by the way, the data will not be available for a couple of days. Okay, so we're not even going to be able to see people's responses and the percentages for a while. Shit. That sucks. I gotta wait.